I know you mentioned this a little bit in what you just said, but can you elaborate a little bit on some of the challenges facing independent craft breweries such as yourself?
Well, probably 6, 7 years ago in our board meetings, we started to really dig into the conversation about where does this go? There's been such an insane explosion in the number of breweries operating way past what the market would dictate. So basically, U.S. brewing capacity is double sales, which is why someone like Chippewa Falls, it's a long-standing brewery capable of brewing about 185,000 barrels a year, why Molson Coors would close them down. They can more efficiently produce that in one of their big breweries. So that's going on. The market, the industry is overbuilt. And so there's a lot of capacity. There's a lot of breweries operating way below capacity. So some consolidation is going to happen. At the same time, you have big consolidation happening in what we call the middle tier, the distributors. We as a brewery sell to a distributor. The distributors sell to liquor stores and bars and restaurants, to retail, and then they sell to the end customer. So there's a lot of consolidation and turmoil happening in the distribution tier. So that's going on, changing flavors and tastes of the younger legal drinking age people. They're coming in, you saw the seltzer boom and bust.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing the ready to drink cocktails, RTDs, kind of boom. It looks like that's cresting now. You've seen the brewing industry try to offer everything to everybody and stray far, far from the core of beer-flavored beer. And I think that is just, that with the proliferation of thousands of different beers and thousands of breweries has just really confused the customer. So I think it's inevitable that there's going to be some retrenchment. There's going to be brands that go away. As we approached COVID, we were basically peaking out, and then COVID hit. We had been expecting a lot of breweries to start to go out of business in the late teens. COVID hit, and that ironically probably extended the life of quite a few breweries just because of all the free government money that was getting distributed in order to keep employees employed rather than going on unemployment. So that kind of delayed the inevitable, and now, after taking a long time out, now we're dealing with the consequences of all of that, and the number of brewery closures is accelerating. We've seen a number of the breweries that got bought out close a bunch of their affiliated breweries already. I was part of a recent roundtable, and one of the other brewers there said he's aware of a lot. He didn't define a lot, but a lot of breweries who are just trying to work their way through their lease before they close down.
Wow.
So there's a lot of pressure out there from a bunch of different angles. One of the more interesting ones I heard lately was legal gambling, a casino in every pocket, and the hundreds of billions of dollars that's extracting from disposable income, where people might have spent it on a beer, or whatever, and they're gambling. We also, it was a strange time, COVID, and we trained our young adults to socially, to remotely socialize. So they got comfortable, not going out, but finding ways to socialize with a group of friends. And it's all remote. We've all gotten really, really good at remote work, at remote socialization. And I think that there's an element of that as well. I think it's a lot of small things all cutting different ways. Inflation and the big spike in prices that happened during COVID, I think shocked a lot of people. It's not unusual, but people are waiting for prices to go down. That's not really going to happen. I mean, when prices go up. And they very rarely go down. And when they're all going down, we have a big economic problem. So I wouldn't expect that to happen. I think things will level off and people will slowly get used to what's the new reality.
Sure, yeah.
So that's a long answer with a lot
No, I
of different
mean, yeah.
elements, but that's kind of what is happening out there.
Okay.